don't mind. Girl, don't mind. Hi, Jules. I feel like I need to back up a little bit. Hi, Jules. Hi, Jems. We're on the road again. We're on the road again, doing illegal shit, but you feel me? We do this. So, I just wanted to talk about a quick topic. I'm going to take a break from my series. I have the rest of my series. And I just want to talk about not being scared to get tested. Like, I think my channel, I wanted to turn into, like, just let's be real. Like, I think that's what I might make my headline, like, let's be real. Because I truly just want to talk about some stuff that a lot of YouTubers don't talk about. Everybody's, like, so generic. They do the same stuff. Everybody's reacting to videos. Everybody's vlogging. And everybody's doing kind of the same stuff, and you don't see that many big YouTubers that talk about serious topics. So I want to personally talk about not being scared to be tested, and I want to talk about my personal experience. You're having sex because you get head, you need to get tested, period. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you like to do. I don't care if it's girl on girl, guy on guy, both. I don't care. I think you should just make it your business to make sure you get tested. The very first time I got tested, I was 18 years old, and it was a woman's wellness check because I was trying to get put on birth control. Now, remember back in my how I lost my virginity story, I was 16 when I lost my virginity. So I was having sex for 2 whole years with guys. I'm going to say guys with an S because my first, we didn't work out, and I met another guy, and me and him were intimate. So guys, for 2 whole years, and was not getting tested. Now, I did have intercourse one time without protection. I had to think about, like, did I ever have sex before? Like, but okay, yeah, I have had sex without protection, as many of us probably have. You know, being carefree, sometimes you're in the moment, you're just like, okay, and then that's not smart for nobody. I'm not recommending anybody to do what I did, but I didn't tell my mom that I wasn't a virgin until I got to college, so I didn't get any checkups. But I was trying to get put on birth control right before I went to college because I was having a lot of health issues amongst, like, my ovaries and just my vagina in general, and I was getting very scared because I was going through a lot of stuff, but it was stuck in my head because I wasn't able to tell my mom about it. So she ended up knowing about, I was getting cysts on my ovaries, and now that would be something else. I have a lot of health issues. I was getting a lot of, like, painful cysts on my ovaries, but at the time I didn't know they were cysts. I just knew that I was having a lot of pain in my my abdominal area. So she took me to my OB at the time, and they were recommending that I try the pill birth control to try to regulate my period because the hormones, it will help, you know, get a regular cycle going, blah blah blah. So I told her, yes, I'll do it. And because I was 18, my mom couldn't go in the room with me, and I didn't want her in the room with me because I wasn't going to be honest with them. So she stayed out in the car the whole time I was a doctor, and I told them, yeah, I want birth control. And when I got in the car, it was like, so what happened? And I told her, you gotta take me to CVS so I can get birth control. And she was like, are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, it's okay. You know, she still didn't ask me, like, are you having sex? She was like, are you sure? Like, are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah. And before they could give me the birth control, they told me I had to come back in to make sure I wasn't pregnant, to make sure that I didn't have any STDs, any infections, anything wrong with me. So I did that, and I came back clear for everything. I had a clean bill of health. So the lady said, she said, you have a clean bill of health. So, and that was my very first time getting tested for everything, actually. And since then, I think I've gotten tested like maybe 10 times. And I know it's like I'm 20. From 18 to 20, that's a lot. But you're technically supposed to get checked every 3 months. So if you think about that, you get 3 months in a year. So I had 3 months, and I've probably been tested like 10 times. So I think I'm actually doing it correctly, because I think I'm like an 8 or 9 or something like that. And thank God I did finally get a pap smear at age 19, because I found things actually physically, medically wrong with my cervix. As a woman, you need to get checked. You need to get pap smears, not because, just to make sure you don't have diseases, but to make sure there's nothing else wrong with your cervix, nothing else wrong with your ovaries, nothing wrong at all. And for guys, I just think it's smart, because it's your life that you're putting on, on the line. And then people are so nervous to get tested, because they're like, oh my God, women, you gotta go through the whole opening your legs and getting the medical stuff put in there, and they swiping your twat and all that, and you're just like, I don't want to go through that. And then I personally tell myself, like, would you rather not sit through a 30-minute doctor's appointment because you're scared of a 2-minute procedure that can potentially save your life? Or would you just rather just be walking around here getting licked on and having sex frivolously, not knowing what's going on with you? Like, and I tell myself all the time, no, I don't want that. Because I don't want people putting their mouth on me, and I don't even know if I have something. Like, I think that's so evil of people. Like, you're so scared to make sure your body's okay, but you're out here just doing stuff with people. Like, that's not fair to them, because what if you do have something, and they're the type that not be scared to get tested, and you gave it to them because you had it, could have got cured for it if it was curable, and then they had sex with you. Now they have to deal with that instead of you knowing, and then now you can protect other people. So this is not sponsored. I wish it was sponsored, because I think everybody, not only HIV, everybody always thinks about HIV first. Like, that should be like the last disease that you should be like really worried about, because if you're taking care of your body and you having sex with people you trust, you wouldn't be thinking, okay, I have HIV. Like, you really wouldn't be thinking that. You'll probably be scared to be like, maybe I got like the clap or something, or like maybe gonorrhea. Like, none of these things are good, but at least it's not herpes, which is for life. Like, some of these things, you should be thinking about the smaller ones you could possibly get before being like, oh my God, somebody at Subway probably gave me HIV. Like, why would you feel like, why they all up on me? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But this is how I drive all the time. They're thinking like HIV first, and I'm just like, why would you think your partner has HIV and you still had sex with them? I don't let a lot of people touch on me or kiss me or like actually be intimate with me that I physically don't trust. If I had to share food with you and I wouldn't trust to bite off of you, more than likely I'm not gonna have sex with you. Or more than likely I feel like you could give me something, so I'm gonna always use a condom with you. If I'm that into you, I'm gonna use a condom with you. But I don't have sex with people that I don't feel like I can't eat off of. So I don't know, these people nowadays, I think a lot of people get winded, and they just are like, they want people to love them, or they want to be accepted, so they have a lot of sex with or have sex with people that they think will give them that satisfaction, and they don't really even trust them. They just want that receiving of like, I feel accepted. So they do stuff to harm themselves. Like, but my message is, get tested. I don't care how scared you are. Suck that shit up. You wasn't scared when you was, sticking it or taking it. You wasn't scared when you was getting licked on or was doing a licking. So don't be scared to sit in doctor's office or even a free clinic and be like, hey, I would like to get tested today. Or like, hey, I'm calling up, I just want to see if I can get, a pap, or if I can, get tested. I'm a guy, and they're gonna ask you, how many sexual partners do you think you've had? I lie every time. You ain't gotta tell them the truth, because that's not gonna change your results. I lie all the time. My number, I don't care if my number ever gets to 100. I'm always coming out with 3 people. I've only ever had sex with 3 people. And that's just what I'm gonna always lie and say, because you don't want to feel judged. And I can understand that. So even if you have to lie to them and say, I've only had sex with 1 person, but I feel like I should get tested, that's perfectly fine. That's absolutely fine. They're not gonna sit here and be like, tell us the truth, it's gonna affect your test scores. It's not, trust me. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. And I've gotten tested 10 times, and I've never came back with HIV, STDs, period, nothing. So, and I've been frivolous. I know I've been frivolous because I had a mate, and we were together, and we never was using protection. Like, we did it like once, and then we stopped. I had a boyfriend like that because I trusted him that much. If I was on my deathbed, I probably would have been like, he can make the decision with my mom. Like, he was that type of boyfriend. Like, you, and I'm not even talking about my ex-boyfriend that I always talk about. This is like somebody completely different I've never mentioned on my channel. Like, I would be like, you can make the decision with my mom. Like, that's how much I actually trusted him. And I thank God that my instincts were perfect because I don't have anything to this day. So don't be like me. Don't do that. Not unless you really feel like y'all gonna end up getting married or y'all gonna be in a long-term relationship and this shit, and you know he not, because he wasn't sleeping around on me. So I knew I was the only vagina he was touching, just like he was the only whacker smacker I was touching too. So it was just us. So get a guy like that, ladies, and guys too. If you do that, get a guy like that you can trust with your life, because this is your life. Because anything happens to this body, everything just starts to break down, and you're going downhill, and you're making a fast, rapid movement towards the afterlife. And I know nobody wants to really die, but you're gonna put yourself in a predicament where you know you're gonna die, and that's the worst. So that's my message today, Jewels and Gems. I know it's kind of dark, but oh well.